Stuka Joe here, and this is a short video to show you what's next in my channel. And I'm currently filming a preview video for this game. This is Fortress Europa, the designer's signature edition by Compass Games that just came out. And this is a classic game designed by John Edwards, originally in 1978. Then in 1980, the Avalon Hill Game Company made an edition that became very popular, which is the second edition. This is the third edition, and this edition upgrades the quality of the components and supersizes the game. So the game now has actually a playing surface with two maps of 43 by 34 inches. The purpose of this video is to show you also that the game improves upon the way that the information is organized. It incorporates the errata, and also it provides an expanded sequence of play, which the original game didn't have. And you have it here. It's an 8.5 by 11 inch player aid with all of the steps. And you see that you have the initial segment, the Allied and German player turn, and then you have the turn end segment. And each one of these steps here, in total, it's 18 steps. So they've organized this. The original rules didn't have this. And I have here the rules for Fortress Europa, the Avalon Hill edition. And if you wanted to check out the sequence of play, there was no player aid. You had to dive into the rule book and start reading paragraphs. And this is not very user-friendly, and it continues in page 3 there in the second or the middle column. So that's a very big improvement. And that's just one of the improvements that you'll see in this edition. Now, I wanted to show you something that I made for this game, and which I've made for other games before. These are sequence of play cards. And these cards have the information that you just saw in the expanded sequence of play, but in cards. And you saw that that expanded sequence of play had 18 steps. So each card is a step, and you arrange the cards with the lower cards at the bottom and the higher cards at the end from 1 to 18. You never shuffle these cards, and you just place them in a convenient place. And the great thing about a supersized map is that now Switzerland can serve for some purpose here. Some useful purpose. So we can place the deck here in Switzerland, and you just start flipping the cards. And you just read the instructions, turn record phase, advance to turn marker. Then you go to the weather determination phase, and there is the weather chart in the card. So you don't have to check the player aid card, just roll the die and apply the result, and you continue. Then you have the air allocation phase. And the language that you see there is basically the same language that you will find here in the expanded sequence of play. But the great thing about sequence of play cards is that your eyes are searching in a limited area. This is 3.5 by 2.5 and not on an 8 by 11.5 player aid card. Now we go to the American turn, and you have the information of the American steps in green there. Allied replacement phase. Then you have the first move impulse, first combat impulse. Then you have the Allied second move impulse, and prohibited language, or some language that prohibits something, is in red to make sure you don't miss it. And then you have the Allied second combat impulse, followed by the rail control phase. You adjust the railhead markers, and then you check for Allied supply, and that's the last step of the Allied turn. Then we go to the German turn, and you know that's the German turn now because the color changed. And you have the German replacement phase. Then you have the first German move impulse, followed by the first combat impulse for the Germans. Then you have the second German move impulse and second combat impulse, the German rail control phase, and the German supply phase. And the last step, step number 18, is the turn end segment. You complete the instructions there, and then what do you do for the next turn? Just take the whole deck and turn it over, and you're ready for the next turn. So those are the sequence of play cards. You can find them at this game's page in Board Game Geek in the file section. And I will see you in the next video. That will be the preview video for Fortress Europa Designer Signature Edition, published by Compass Games. And this is Stuka Joe, signing off for now. Thanks for watching.